What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin, and I want to give you a few of my reasons why I think The Rock is all-time great. As an older fan, a fan of the older wrestling Attitude Era, some of the wrestling in the '90s, and seeing The Rock, come up and just the way he changed his character. Obviously, if when he first started out in the mid '90s. His character was Rocky Maivia. Didn't like the character, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't. Everybody most knows him. A lot of people don't even know about that character because The Rock, The Rock has been his gimmick for as long as you can remember. And one thing I do like about him is him on the mic, charisma on the mic. The dude is funny. You can look on YouTube and find videos about this guy. You can find videos with like a complete compilation of every single one of his promos, or just some of the things he said. It just doesn't even have to be a promo. Just some of the things he said when he was in the business, and even when he came back, I thought he still said some pretty good things, especially in the PG era when you normally don't hear that. Come back and hear him talk. I mean, he cut some good promos in. Not as good as it was in his prime, but it was still pretty good. It was vintage Rock. The thing I think that constantly gets underrated for him is his work in the ring. Now, what may be funny is he tends to sell a lot of moves. Oversell a lot of moves, such as I'm pretty sure you well know this. When he gets hit by the stunner, he'll literally do like a backflip. Obviously, he oversells that move more than anybody I've seen, and I know a lot of guys laugh when they see that, but for the most part, he does do a good job of selling. Like I said, sometimes he oversells, but he does do a good job of selling. Great athlete. If he went to the U, Miami. He was a football player, so he is a great athlete. Because I was talking to this, as a matter of fact, I just remember I was talking to my friend about this earlier today, and he was saying, he knows why a lot of people. He asked me how do I feel about The Rock, and I'm pretty much the same thing I'm saying right now. I thought the guy was great on the mic, legendary. I mean, he has some memorable promos. He put together some great matches, mainly with Stone Cold, which are my favorite matches. He put some good matches against Kurt Angle. I remember there's a triple threat match. I can't remember exactly which pay-per-view. It was a triple threat match between The Rock, Kurt Angle, and Undertaker. Great fucking match. Great fucking match. You had those guys doing each other's moves. It was a great fucking match. And I remember rewatching that match on YouTube. So if you want to find that match, just look it up. Just search those three guys' names, and you'll be able to find that match. And I kind of want to get into why a lot of the new age fans dislike The Rock. Which, if you go back and watch some of the stuff this guy's done, and I know a lot of them, outside of seeing him, when he came back and he fought, he wrestled in WrestleMania against CM Punk and John Cena. Outside of seeing that, they really didn't see much of him. They knew of him. They knew some of the things he's done. A lot of them really don't understand. They didn't experience the Attitude Era when he was in his prime and he was cutting great promos. You had him and Stone Cold going back and forth. Him and Triple H. Him and Kurt Angle. Him and The Undertaker. Brock Lesnar. Goldberg. I mean, a lot of people don't remember those, and like I said, you can go watch some of that stuff on YouTube, and it's gold. It's gold. I mean, you get a legit laugh, and that's something you don't get today. I mean, a lot of it is because of I think there's some talent. There is some talent in the WWE, but a lot of it is held back by the writers. The writers, choose which character these guys go with. And they don't allow them to change. They don't allow them to be themselves, be a character that, a gimmick they're comfortable with. And that's something The Rock did. He went with a gimmick he was comfortable with, He went with he started Rocky Maivia. I'm pretty damn sure that was the WWF at the time giving him that gimmick. That was them giving that gimmick because his grandfather, is a legend, and that was a similar gimmick. Because The Rock is Samoan. It's kind of like with Stone Cold. At least Stone Cold they were gonna give him the gimmick of Ringmaster or some bullshit. They gave him, he chose to get the Stone Cold, and you could tell that's something. If you look at some of the things he does, he has a TV show. That's the gimmick that fits him because that's the way he is, and that's why he was able to come off so natural with it because that's how he is in the real. Obviously, he was doing the acting and all the things he said, but that's similar to how it seems more organic with him, and that's something similar with The Rock. And I think a lot of new fans really just, I know where most of the dislike for him from New Age fan comes from. Like I said, I still don't understand it because the guy was entertaining when he was there, and you can't honestly tell me that another wrestler who got that same opportunity that he got was able to make millions making movies. Look at last year. The guy was the highest grossing actor out of every actor in 2013. Now that's quite a feat, especially for there was a stigma against wrestlers who tried to go into the acting business. Unless they were like smaller movies, they tried to get Hulk Hogan on. I think it was you can go all the way back to Rocky. He was in that. It was a movie that mainly featured Hogan. It was Three Ninjas movie. This was a while back, so my memory is. Yeah, it was a Three Ninjas movie, and his acting wasn't that good. And the stigma at that point was that you can't get a wrestler to do be acting in a bigger movie. And guys like John Cena did not help. And John Cena's a guy who constantly takes shots at The Rock or anybody that's part-time, and mainly The Rock. He's even went outside of character. There was an interview where he talked shit about The Rock, and that's kind of what pisses me off. When he came back and John Cena went over clean on him and he shook his hand, that pissed me off because all this shit this guy said. How could you agree to that? And it's not like, to me, The Rock, when he came back, he could have done whatever the hell he wanted because people was watching it. The viewership when he went in there and cut promos, more people watched it. That is a fact. More people watched it. No matter if you dislike, no matter if you like it or not, that's subjective. People watched it more so than they do with any of these guys that's currently in there cutting promos. So, as I was saying, John Cena, he was talking about him in an interview outside of his character. And, of course, he talked about him, not being committed. He actually made that part of the feud, where he was talking about him not being committed to the business and blah, blah, blah. So you're trying to tell me, you, John Cena, if you were able to make the money that he was making, you wouldn't go into being a movie, being in a movie. You were in a movie, The Marine. And have you seen that shit movie? No. Exactly. He has 1/10, hell, 1/20th of the talent that the Rock has. John Cena, you see him on the mic, monotone, probably how I'm sounding now, monotone, boring. He says the same shit every time. It's not funny. It doesn't come off as cool. You get into the ring, he's not a great athlete. He doesn't sell moves well. When The Rock got in, when The Rock was in there, he sold moves well. Promos are some of the best promos you'll ever see. the guy, to me, was just, Cena's been that longer. In terms, Rock was only there 8 years, from 96 to 2004, and Cena was in there 10 plus years. Okay, Rock came back 2011, 2013 as a part-timer. Still immensely more talented and way more exciting. Let's just say it. If The Rock, I know this will not happen. If The Rock came to tomorrow and said, "Okay, I'm gonna go full time," you can't sit there and tell me people won't go and watch it. You can't sit. I don't watch as much as I should, for obvious reasons, because it's barely wrestling anymore, and they try to turn it into mostly promos, and the promos aren't good. If you're gonna throw a promo, at least let it be good. If those are not good, give me some good wrestling. You barely get any of that. You barely get wrestling, period. But see, and that's what I don't understand. They talk about this guy and his acting career. That's what you do. That's what the WWE's become. It's become, how good can this guy? You literally got soap opera type promos, man. It's gotten ridiculous, and the amount of trash that they talk about The Rock, and you have a business where you're trying to cut promos from soap opera TV shows. But anyways, the video went on a little bit too long. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Where do you have The Rock on your all-time list? Have you seen some of the promos I mentioned? What was your favorite Rock match? Of course, mine is The Rock Stone Cold. Every single one of that match were great. The Kurt Angle Undertaker triple threat match was pretty good. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Of course, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.